Hello, this is Nikki in Niagara coming to you from Niagara Falls, Canada. And welcome to vlog number 33. So, let's get into the coloring right away. My son sent me this book and he wanted me to do it on screen, so I'm going to accept the challenge. It's called Color Origami Fauna, 60 Animals and Birds to Color and Fold. So you color the origami paper and then you fold it into the animal. Now I've decided I'm going to use my permanent markers, so I'll move those over here. What's this? There's one laying down. There we go. And we're going to do the first one in here. So it starts off by giving you some instructions on how to follow the instructions. And how to fold. Now, I'm going to let you know right now, I suck at origami. I have tried it many, many times. I have used books before and followed the instructions and tried to do what they said to do with even kits I've tried, but I have never really succeeded. But I am going to try this time. So I'm going to start with the beginner section because it goes from beginner to intermediate to advanced. And our first project is a penguin. It should look like this when we're finished, except colored. So these are our folding instructions, which we don't need yet. Then they give us a couple of different patterns to choose from. So this one has like snowflakes on it, and this one has flowers. And I'm going to go with the flowered one because that's just more fun. So put the book to one side for the time being, but I just want to check something because it said something about, the instructions said something about these dashes. What was before that? Oh, here we are. Okay, so the shaded in part here won't be visible when it's folded. And these parts right here are semi-visible when the sheet is folded and coloring is optional. Well, since there's no pattern there, I'm not going to color them, so there we go. So set this aside until we need to do the folding. So I don't know if we'll be working on this just today or if it'll be tomorrow as well. So, maybe we should put it this way because that looks like the eyes and the wings and the body and tail. Do penguins have tails? That's an interesting question. I think they do. I'm trying to imagine one. Yeah, I think they do. Birds generally have tails, but they use them for flight, and penguins don't fly. So, what colors am I going to use? Well, maybe we'll just start coloring and see what colors we end up with. So let's do the beak yellow. I always color birds' beaks yellow. I have my permanent markers swatched out, but I never use it, and I really should start using it. So, I'm going to start coloring. Today is Wednesday, and it is in the evening. It is 6:15. So, that means we're not working with optimal light here. Look, this one is causing a glare. Let me move it. Okay, that's better. So this room is pretty dark, even with the lights on, so hopefully editing software will make this nice enough in here. How are you today? I hope I find you well, and if not, just sit back and relax, and let's have a good chat today. So, not too much has happened this week, though the biggest event of the week, I guess, was that my tablet broke. Okay, now let's just see what's going on here around the eyes, and that comes out here into this part. And do we have those again? Yeah, they're along here too. So let's make those the same color everywhere. Are there leaves? Yeah. And we'll have our flower color, and we'll have this color. So let's go. I'm feeling blue. I'm feeling blue-ish. So this was a Shuttle Art permanent marker that I used here. What can we do with blue? Kind of want a medium-ish blue. And these all look alike. Let's see what we've got. Yeah, it's kind of like a royal blue. It's too dark. That's about the same. And that one's just a teeny bit lighter, but they're all still royal blues. Oh, I wonder what this one's like. Oh, it's got too big a nib. Oh, here's a Sharpie. Okay, that's nice. Ooh, I can't use a Sharpie. I need something with a tip. Let's go with the Crayolas. Here's their light blue. Yeah, the Crayola permanent markers are really good because they have points on them. So this is going to have to be some careful coloring here. It's tiny. So yeah, my tablet broke. So it was going really, really slowly, and I figured it needed some stuff removing from it. Because I don't have a card, an SD card for it, and I really should. I absolutely don't know why I don't, but anyways, so I thought my memory was getting used up, and that my well, I guess it doesn't have a hard drive, but wherever it stores things, the drive that's in there needed emptying, and that would make things go faster. So I went in, and you have to go to several different places to delete the photos, because there isn't a heck of a lot that I can delete, because my tablet pretty much uses up all the space just to run and to have the apps that I have on it, which is not very many. Now I noticed that those same shapes were down here on the wings and a little bit on the tail, so let's do the tail here. So I deleted all the images, and they're in several places because it just saves them to a couple of different places, and then there's the thumbnails that you have to delete too. So let's put the beak under here. So I did that, and it didn't free up any space hardly at all. So I started going into the files, and I started deleting stuff. And I was only deleting things I had deleted before. But so when I came out, it wouldn't connect to the internet. And I thought, and I was like, what's up with this? My internet was fine, the computer worked, but it just wouldn't connect. So I went back into the settings and tried to fix that, and of course nothing worked. But I thought, okay, well, let's just delete some more stuff here. So I went in and I started deleting some other stuff, temporary files, and I deleted the weather network because I thought it was a big app. It would free up a lot of room. So I thought, okay, I don't need to have the weather on here. I can just look it up on the computer. So I did that, and I came back, and it wasn't connected to the internet. So I went back in, and I tried to get it to bring up get the internet on, but it wouldn't. So I went into the settings for the internet, and I thought, okay, well, this works with the computer, is that I disconnected and I was going to reconnect. Okay, you know what? I think I'm going to keep it as a square, then I don't have to keep moving it. How are we on the screen? Okay, I hope this isn't too much of a glare. So I turned it off, and then it wouldn't turn back on. There's just a slide that you slide from off to on, and when I went towards on, it just went on off, so it wouldn't stay in on. And that was it. So I think I might have deleted something important, and we had to wait. That was on Friday, and we had to wait the whole weekend. So I was out without my tablet, and like, I don't have a phone because I think I've mentioned this before. It's like, I don't go anywhere, so I don't need a phone in my own house. The tablet suffices for anything that I would need a phone for, except I can't text message, but I do all my messaging on Facebook Messenger, so that's not a problem. But I started to miss the tablet because it's surprising how much we rely on our devices. And like, I'm not like a lot of people are who like carry their phones around with them and like are on it all the time. I've just never gotten into that habit because I don't carry my tablet around with me. Usually it's just sitting here next to the computer, or it's in my bedroom because I'm reading. Alright, so we have to pick a color of flowers that's going to look nice with this blue. But I can color the centers yellow. There's two centers. Okay, well, the middle center is going to be yellow, so let's do that while we're at it. And so anyways, we took it in, or my husband found somewhere that was open because we're in lockdown, eh? So a lot of places aren't open, and like no shops are. There's a complete lockdown on stores or anything being open. They can only do curbside delivery. So anyways, husband called around and found a place that was doing business, and so he just went there without going in the store and gave them the tablet, and he said it wouldn't take too much to fix. So the next day he's got it fixed. He said he didn't say what he had to do or what was wrong with it, but he said it didn't take much, so he didn't even charge us. So that was lucky. We've been to him before, but actually it had been a while. We've actually found somebody else that we've been going to lately, because this guy used to take too long to get things back to us. But maybe he's trying to woo us back into his business. So I got it back on Tuesday, so it wasn't too long to have to go. The worst thing I found of not having it was that I wasn't able to take, I wasn't able to take pictures, because I take pictures, excuse me, I have an itchy nose. Wasn't able to take pictures, so I couldn't upload anything to Instagram or to my Facebook groups. And the other problem is that I couldn't read, because my book that I'm reading is on my tablet. Alright. Oh, excuse me. Oh no, I hope I don't have the hiccups. Please don't hiccup. Okay. I think we're safe. Okay, so let's do a darker yellow around those. Yeah, this one will work. Okay, good. It was just one. Just one hiccup. What was I saying? That, oh goodness. Oh yeah, okay, so that's basically it. Got it back, didn't cost us anything, and everything is back in working order. Again, it's taken me till Wednesday to log in, and it's at nighttime. I almost didn't log on. I've just, I still feel like I'm just, I don't know, I just feel like I'm not with it. And I guess this is what's called the fibro fog. I mean, that really does describe it. I just feel like I'm walking around in a fog, and I can't concentrate on anything. I've got the days all mixed up. And I just I don't want to do anything that takes any effort. It's just really hard. So it's been hard for me to log in and film these things. I'm okay once I get started filming, but it's getting there in the first place. Sheesh. So as for my health, an update on my back and my hips is that I'm actually doing really well. I'm in a good health place right now. Pain is being managed by my pain shots, and this is the first time that I've felt like this in very, very, very long time. So I think I mentioned before that I was feeling more limber, and I'm just, I don't have as much pain right now, so I know these things come and go, and, I can't predict when my back is going to start causing me pain again. And even my shoulders aren't that bad. You know, it just seems like God's giving me some release right now. So I'm trying to use it to the best of my advantage. Do a little bit of housework and tidying up and all that sort of thing. Oh, I've been forgetting these ones down here. There's only a couple. And working on my room, my craft room, because my craft room is a work in progress. It's like never, I'm always working on it to tidy it up. It seems like it never ever ends. I will say, I will get to the point where I'm like, okay, there, done, it's tidy. And by the end of the week, I've got stuff thrown all over my desk again, and piles starting to accumulate, and it starts all over again. So one good thing, let's pick out our color here first. So what goes good with blue? Purple, pink, peach, orange. Oh, I like blue and orange. Orange flowers might be a bit too much, though. What's this color like? Crayola orange. Yeah, that's orange, all right. What's this? Sorbet all day. Well, that's kind of nice. I don't know what color that is. Kind of a bright coral. We'll definitely go with this. So let's do down here first. So one good thing that's happening with my craft room is that I am going to get a new bookcase. Now, when I was talking before about how I didn't have any more room, you know, my bookcase is full, and all that talk about doing PDFs, which I am doing to an extent, and I do intend to continue doing, but I don't want to stop getting books. So I didn't think I could fit another bookcase, but there's a bed in here, and that used to be the bed that I sat in all the time. Well, since I'm now able to get up to the desk here and sit in my chair, I'm going to take the bed out of here, because if I ever need a bed again, I can just use my own bed. You know, that's been working out okay. So I'm going to take the bed out of here, and we do have a bed, we do have a fold-out futon bed downstairs, so it's not like there's any shortage of beds if I end up getting back into that state again. So, as I said, I'm taking the bed out of here, and that gives me a whole wall, so I can get another bookcase. And it's going to be just like the one that I already have, which is a 4x4 cubed bookcase. So it will have 16 cubes like I already have, and then that will be it. That will be my maximum allowable space, and I will work within that, because I'm not getting any more. Plus, I mean, I've only just filled up my bookcase. I'll be sliding over to the new one like just a little bit, so I should be able to use like at least one row of shelves to keep some of my supplies on, the ones that are on my desk and always making it such a mess. Then I can have just what I use all the time, you know, on a regular basis, the stuff that I use daily and the stuff that I use weekly. I can have those out on the desk around me. My voice feels like I'm losing my voice. I don't know why it does that. Every time I start talking on here, I feel like I'm losing my voice. Maybe it's because it's the end of the day and it's just tired. Not that I've talked very much. So this is going to look pretty. So I don't think we'll finish this in this setting, but I think I will continue working on it next day. And we'll do this thing to completion. I'm hoping you're able to see what I'm doing. I guess I should have my hand a little bit more out of the way. I wasn't really concentrating on that. But yeah, it's going to be so nice to have that bookcase in here, and I'm going to be getting it in about a week. I'm not too sure how long it'll take for delivery or if it will need to be delivered at all, but like I said, the stores are closed here. So I'm going to get it from Jisk, which is like a Swedish type store. It's a lot like IKEA, except they don't do all the furniture and stuff. They do some. They do like, well, I guess IKEA does furniture you have to build yourself, but yeah. They're mostly like, you know, linens and household accessories, closets. They do closets and like throw pillows and curtains and, you know, home decor, but just a bit of furniture. And we have a small store here in town, so like I said, they're not open for business. You have to do it online. So not too sure how it'll work, if we'll have to go to the store and pick it up or if they'll deliver to the house, because I'm not paying to have it delivered, that's for sure. But yeah, I should have it by the end of the month. And next Friday, or I should say this Friday, what am I talking about? A couple of days here. Well, it will have passed by the time you're watching this, but the Friday before today that you're watching this will be my 25th anniversary. So it's kind of a bummer that we can't go anywhere, because usually we go out for a fancy restaurant. We don't ever go to fancy restaurants, you know, like the upper high class restaurant, but we always used to do that for our anniversary. But there's no restaurants open, so we're just gonna have to stay home, but we've decided that we're gonna get dressed up. So I'm gonna put on a nice dress and do my hair and my makeup, and he's gonna put on a suit and a tie, and that part will be nice. Just take another drink. So my weight loss is going well. The medication has started to work. I'm just not very hungry very often. So basically it does the same thing that bariatric surgery does to you, because what bariatric surgery does, I mean, it physically makes your stomach smaller so that you can't eat very much, and my stomach is, I have had bariatric surgery, so my stomach is small. But the medication that I'm taking, Ozempic, it takes away your hunger, which is what bariatric surgery does. For the first 18 months, you don't feel hungry. It takes away the chemical, or it stops the production of the chemical that makes you feel hunger, and that's what the medication I'm taking does. So basically, you just eat because it's mealtime. You know, it's like, oh, it's breakfast, so I need to have some breakfast food to eat, and it stops snacking because you just don't feel that hunger. One of my problems, though, is that there's just certain activities I do that I like to eat. Now, is this this isn't even holding this in. Oh, it's not in, that's why. Duh. So I wonder what that dot is right there. I think it's supposed to be the center of a flower. This is going to be pretty. So anyways, as I was saying, it is working now, and I've lost 10 pounds this month. So Mr. Niagara was saying to me that my stomach looked smaller, so that's a bonus. I'll be happy when my face starts looking thinner. But of course, I'm more than delighted to have lost 10 pounds this month. If I lose 10 pounds every month, I'll be good to go in 6 months. Oh, I don't expect to lose this much. And then I haven't asked, but I wonder what happens when I reach my weight that I want to be. Will I have to be on a dose of this medication to help me maintain? Or will they wean me off it, or what? I kind of hope that I get to stay on it, because like, I've never been the ideal weight, the weight that the paperwork says that I should be. My body just won't go there. When I had the bariatric surgery, I lost a lot of weight. I lost 150 pounds, but that didn't leave me skinny. I was still chubby, you know, plump. I was curvy and plump. I liked the way I was, actually, at that weight. You know, I was like a size 14, 12, 14, but I'm very short, so I'm 5'1". Being a size 12, 14 is pleasantly plump, curvy in all the right places type of deal. So that made me happy at that weight. And that's still like 30, 40 pounds over what the paperwork says I should be. So, but, I mean, I know enough to not to expect to, you know, that all those papers and BMIs and all that sort of stuff is accurate on what you should be, because everybody's body is different. I know that. So I don't have any misconceptions about that sort of thing. If I can get back down to size 14, I will be happy. Heck, I'll be happy at a size 16. So I had a couple of questions, just little short questions that I thought I would answer for my Q&A. So if you guys have any questions, just ask them. You can ask them on here, or if you're watching one of my flip-throughs, you can ask me questions down there, and I will be more than happy to answer you in the comments, but also to raise the question, bring the question up here in the Q&A section. So only 2 questions. And the first one was, do Posca pens bleed? And the answer to that, well, bleed through is what she said, bleed through the paper. And the answer to that is no. Posca pens are filled with acrylic paint, and acrylic paint does not bleed through paper. The only possibility of the paint from a Posca pen going through the page would be if you scrubbed over and over the same spot and made it wet and wetter and wetter. Then you would actually make a hole in your paper. That would be the only way to get the Posca would, and it wouldn't be bleeding, it would be seeping through the hole you made. So, no, they don't bleed. You can use them in any coloring books that you want to. And then the second one is, she was specifically talking about the double-ended Stettlers, which I don't have in front of me right now, but somebody saw them in a video, an older video, and asked me if, and she noticed that I had labels on them, and she wanted to know if I made up my own numbers for those, or if I was using the numbers that came on them. And the answer is yes and no. No, those pens don't have any numbers. I only label pens if they don't have any numbers on them or they don't have any names on them. Then for swatching purposes and being able to use my swatches, I put labels on my pens and give them their own numbering system, just starting with 1. I've got, these have names on it, the Shuttle Art one here. Where's the Shuttle Art? Oh, that's not one. Here. The Shuttle Arts don't have any names or numbers, so I've got a sticker on there. This is number 14. So that's what I do. I'm positive I showed how I did all that in a video already, but if you want to see what I use to label pens and pencils that don't have any names or numbers, just let me know and I can show you next week. So that was it for questions. But I'd like you guys to think on if there's any specific videos or things you'd like me to do on camera that I can do for you, because you know, you guys make this channel. There wouldn't be any channel if you guys weren't watching. So it's you know, it gets difficult after a while to keep content coming and knowing what to do next. So if you have any ideas or things you'd like me to do, just let me know in the comments, or you can contact me on Instagram or Facebook, or my email is down below, and talk to me, and I'd be glad to do anything that you're wanting me to do on camera. So when you see my haul this week, I've got a few new pens. So if you'd like to see me, swatch those, in I could do it at the beginning of a vlog while we chatted. So when you watch that, when you watch my haul, or you will have already seen my haul, that's right. So when you've seen my haul, let me know if you want me to swatch anything that you see in there. I don't know, that's about all I can think of to talk about right now. It's been absolutely miserable today. It snowed all day long. We're definitely having winter here now. And this is about normal. Normally, the end of January and February is how long our winter lasts, when the weather gets cold and it snows. But it doesn't get too cold. And when it is very cold, it doesn't snow. That's why it doesn't snow very often up in the Arctic. And it needs to be a warm day for the well, I don't know the science of it all, but yeah, it needs to be relatively warm for it to actually snow. But it snowed today. And it was, I think, around -2 or -3 Celsius. Which I think, I'm going to hazard a guess here, that's around 30 Fahrenheit. Because I'm pretty sure that 0 degrees. Well, what's freezing in Fahrenheit? Because it's 0 in Celsius. So -2, -3 is basically, it's basically 0. So that's what the temperature is here. Whatever freezing is in Fahrenheit. It's so weird the Americans don't change to metric. I guess since they haven't, they never will. But the rest of the world is. But then here in Canada, we kind of do a combo. I don't know if after my generation, because the metric came into being while I was a child at school, elementary. So maybe after my generation, the ones below us won't use as much imperial measurements as we do. Because I always talk about miles and yards. And when you go to the grocery store, you think about pounds and ounces. I never say get me 500 grams of something. It's always, get half a pound of this or that. Not that those are equal measurements. Alright, so I got one petal to do, and then we're going to close up for today. And tomorrow we will continue on with this. So I think we'll finish coloring it at least tomorrow. But that's looking pretty, isn't it? We just need to add the green now. Well, no, there's a few other little things to do here, but yeah, that's looking good, isn't it? I guess that's the way our penguin is gonna be. And definitely see what parts are him. Okay. Oh, you know what I just thought of? This might be the side of his head rather than the tail. But it might be a tail. I don't think it would fold up there. Oh, you never know. I don't know how origami works. Alright, so I'm gonna go now, and I'll see you tomorrow, which will be in a second for you, so see you in a minute. Hello, I'm back for another round of color and chat. got our penguin origami here. Hopefully we'll finish them today. So it is Thursday at 6 o'clock and it is cold and dark out there. So be fighting with the lights again today. Hopefully you're seeing this in a decent light. I'd love to be able to get some kind of filming light that would make it look better for filming in the dark. But not in the budget right now. What is in the budget is my chair, which I am, what am I saying, is my bookcase, which I am definitely buying tomorrow. So, yay me. I don't know if we'll have to wait for it to be delivered, or if it'll come from the store in town, or who knows. I'm just hoping they don't expect us to go somewhere extreme. Ugh, geez, the lids are so hard to get on and off of the Sharpie Ultra Fines. Let's see, we're going for green. Let's use something different than Crayola since we've got a trend going over there. How about this one? Yep, that one's okay. So this time we're going to be using a pen mark. And I don't know anything about these. I got these at the dollar store. The Dollarama in Canada. I don't think I've seen them since. But I don't go to the dollar store very often, as you know. I don't get out much at all. Today, I did go out though, because it was Thursday, and normally today was my day to go to pain clinic. But last night I was freaking out about how it was too overwhelming. I was just too overwhelmed. All week I had been thinking about having to go to both the cardiologist and the pain clinic on the same day, and not only on the same day, but back to back. And it just overwhelmed me so much that, well, no, it wasn't last night, it was the night before. And so, if you give 48 hours notice, you can cancel an appointment, otherwise you get charged like $50 for a no-show. So, it was still 48 hours, and Mr. Niagara agreed with me that I could cancel my appointment. Not that I have to get his permission to do things, but in situations like this, you know, he kind of helps me to decide if I am overreacting, or if it's something that I can overcome, or if there's no need to aggravate my anxiety. So we decided together that it would be best for me to just cancel that appointment. Now, in the long run, it was a good thing we did, because, you know, we had no idea how long the appointment at the cardiologist was going to be, but we were hoping that it would be just in and out, you know. So anyways, we get there, and John's saying to me that, or he's asking the receptionist, you know, should I stay here and wait, or is there going to be time for me to pop out and come back? And she says, she goes, oh, well, she's going to be an hour and a half. So it'd probably be a good idea if you might want to go home if you don't live too far. And no, we don't. We're just in town. So that answered that. And I'm thinking, oh my God, what are they going to do to me for an hour and a half? So, and it went fine. It went fine. Had a good visit. There was a whole bunch of questions and talking and all that sort of thing, finding out about every single little thing about me and about my family history, all that sort of thing. They did one of those. I always get the names mixed up of tests, but I'm going to go with an EKG. It was the one where you just lay down and they attach electrodes to you, and then they turn on a machine, and about a minute later they're done. So had that done, and we decided that, or they decided that there was no way I could do the stress test because, I hobbled in there on my cane, with my cane, so they knew that was out of the question. But he listened to, the doctor came, and the first half of it I was with the nurse. Then the second half I was with the doctor, and he did much more extensive questioning and looking at my feet and my legs, which I have to tell you, and doesn't this always happens to me? I went in there, and all this last week, my feet have been slowly going down. They have been swollen and red and huge for like 6 months. And the day I go in to see a doctor, and they're like on their way to being normal again, it's like it's real. It's for real. I'm not telling stories. Does that happen to you? I know it used to always happen with my kids. My kids would have the cough from hell, and by the time we got into the doctors, they just had the sniffles. Or they'd say that they had pains. They had a pain in their stomach that just hurt and wouldn't go away, or they had a pain in their ear and it hurt and it wouldn't go away. And you took them into the doctors and they're like, does your ear hurt? No. So anyways, that happened to me. And I felt silly because the reason I went in there was because my swelling was so bad we needed to talk to him. But yeah, he examined my feet. He could tell they had been stretched out, and they still were puffy. Just not anything at all like what they had been. And so I'm going to get some blood work done, and then I'm going to the hospital to have the other kind of brain scan thing, or not brain scan, heart scan, and now was that called an ECT? Oh goodness, I have no idea what they're called. But I'm having the kind done that needs to be done at the hospital. And I'm going to be having a chemical stress test. And somebody in the comments mentioned that last month that there was a way to take stress tests if you couldn't run on the treadmill. And that's exactly what the doctor here has said they're going to do for me. So they're doing that just to be just to make sure. It's not because they think there's anything going on. They think that it's just a matter of needing to make sure that I'm always using, well, like the blood is going down my legs but having a hard time pumping back up. And he says that's because I do a lot of sitting. So I need to keep my legs up. So we're going to have to find some kind of contraption that'll allow me to sit up with my feet up, because I'm just not going to be able to do it at the desk here, so I may have to go back into bed because I need to keep my feet up. And I need to wiggle my feet backwards and forwards, sort of like rolling them from the toe to the heel, and that will help the circulation better. So I guess I should have done around this leaf as well. So looks like I might be headed back into bed, since I can't sit at this desk like that. Like, it's too low for me to put the desk is too low for me. Like, I'm sitting on it and my thighs are touching the bottom of the top of the table, if that makes any sense. So I can't put my legs up straight. There just isn't enough room down there, and the table's too low. So I would have to be sat facing sideways and having to turn my head and be locked into spot because I wouldn't be able to move. Yeah, that's just not going to work. And then to expect me to be able to do anything, So I guess what I'll do is I'll go back to bed until my feet are fine. And then when I get up again and sit back at my desk, I'll just have to keep, moving my feet backwards and forwards, making sure I get up often for a walk around. Now I do that. Every once in a while I'll get up and just have a little bit of a hobble around the room and maybe go get myself another drink or something like that. Except it's hard for me to make it downstairs, so usually I don't go down there for another drink, but I do probably a couple of times a day. I go down there first thing in the morning to make myself a cup of coffee because nobody else is up at that time. Are we on? Oops, starting to get to the bottom there. So that's that. Right, so what are we going to talk about now? Thought I would tell you about what I'm reading and watching, because I think I attempted to do this last time but never got around to my reading. So what I am currently reading is called The Searcher, and it is by Tana French. Now, I've never read anything by her, but I do know that she is a popular writer in the mystery, psychological, thriller sort of genre. But I have to say, I'm on chapter 7 now of this book, and they're decent-sized chapters. But I gotta say, I was expecting more more to have happened by this point. Not that that's a bad thing, but I was expecting some kind of thriller, and I have yet to find out if this is going to be a thriller, because it starts off with quite a bit of time spent on letting you get to know the characters. And this part's really very interesting. You know, I think this book could be possibly what they call a slow burn these days. Now, I always think it's nice to, when literature, when we come up with new terms for certain types of books, this slow burn doesn't mean that it's a new kind of book, because I've been reading those kinds of books for pretty much my whole adult life. It's just redefining or being more specific about a certain type of literature rather than just calling it a thriller. A slow burn kind of describes what kind of thriller. So, yeah, I'm pleased with the new literary term. And I've just run out of this green. Well, how about that? That is not doing anything else. Do we need it anywhere else? That's the question. Okay, you know what? I can squeeze some out for this if I have to. We'll just eke it out for down here for what I've decided is indeed the tail. So, the story, you get to know these people, and what's happened is that Cal has moved to Ireland, North Country, way out in the middle of nowhere, basically. There is a 3 buildings, which constitutes the nearest town or village, and that's where the area's general store is. And the lady who runs that will order in things for you if you need them, or if she can get them. And so he's from Texas originally. Oh, no, sorry, not Texas. I don't know why I said that. I always get my states mixed up, but he's from Chicago. And he was a police officer there for 25 years. He worked the beat, and then he became a detective. So this lets us know right from there that this retired police officer's skills are going to be used in this book. Now, what color should I come up with to do this around the eyes and then this? I guess I could add one new color and then pair it off with something in there to do my doohickeys. Should be something dark, I think. So what about dark blue? Sort of like a navy. We got that. What's this? Yeah, that's darker than what we've used. So then I'll use blue and yellow, I think, for down here. So, yeah, so from the beginning of the book, we're starting to wonder if when his particular type of police skills are going to be needed. Well, after a while of getting to know him and getting to know the characters in the story, he starts having a feeling that he's being watched while he's in his house, fixing up the house, because he bought this house that was falling to pieces, and the land, for what would be considered like a really good price in Chicago. And so he's spending all his time working on fixing up the house, making it livable. You know, he doesn't have all the amenities of comfort yet, but he does have his Wi-Fi. He came in and he didn't have a toilet, but he had his Wi-Fi. Shows where our North American sensibilities are, eh? Okay, I'll go to the toilet in a pot, but I'm not being without my Wi-Fi. Yeah, so he's been doing that, and then he starts getting, first he had the feeling that someone was watching him, but then he starts to know, just because of his police instincts, and he has found some small but significant proof. So he lays a trap, not a mean trap, but just a trap so that he can, like, get this person and find out what's going on. And it's a kid. And this kid starts coming every day to help him out with his work around the place. And he needs to establish that the kid's not trying to, you know, steal from him or vandalize his place or anything like that. So he gets that out of the way. And he just has to bide his time before this kid is feels comfortable enough to ask him for what it is that he wants. And eventually, so this part has just passed in the story where I am now, is that this kid tells him that his brother is missing, but it's his older brother who's 19. And nobody can believe that he didn't just run off, like all the other young people do who live in this village. But the boy is adamant that something has happened to his brother, that he's not there because he can't get there. So Cal immediately turns him down, saying, no, I'm not a policeman anymore, and, you know, even if I wanted to help you, I can't, because it's, you know, it's the police's job. And this sort of stuff. So then the boy takes off in a huff and has done a few irksome things around the place that he hasn't actually damaged anything, but he has rendered it not usable without the labor of fixing it. So Cal knows that he's taken out his frustration and maybe trying to tell him, you need to look for my brother or I'm going to keep bothering you, type of thing. And that's basically where we are. So it's really good reading. The writing is very well done. I've never read a Tana French book before, so I didn't know what to expect. And this is, I mean, she's written many books before this one. So, yeah, I'm really getting into it. I'm enjoying reading it. It's I just start reading and I fall into the world. As for watching, I think I told you I've been watching the Netflix docu-series that have been going on. I told you I watched that one about Gabrielle, I think it was Fernandez. And that was a tough go. But it's an important type of thing to watch, though. It's the only way that the social services, not only in the U.S., but it's the same way in Canada, too. For them to take care of their overloads and work out a way that they can be efficient and not let the death of a child have to be the instigating factor. So before that I watched The Ripper which was about the Yorkshire Ripper, and that case is pretty, I've always been interested in because I was in Huddersfield, which is one of the places where he attacked a woman. While that was going on, I was in England, in Yorkshire, in Huddersfield. That's where my family's from. Huddersfield area. So guys, oh, I keep forgetting about this down here. Okay, so then I need to, is that supposed to be a thick line? Yeah, it looks like it over here. I think I'm going to color this dark blue. Okay, I was going to say that we were done, but we're not. Still got a bit to go here. I am watching a show, but I stopped in the middle of it to watch one of those docuseries. Well, the other one I watched was The Night Stalker, which was really good because it was about the cop, like the law, let's say that, the story of how he was caught. We only saw the law's side. We were told through the police officers what was going on and what had happened as they got their cases. Nothing was seen through the eyes of the killer, and we weren't introduced to the killer because they didn't know who he was. I've read, mind you, it's been a while, but I've read a few books about Richard Ramirez, and there wasn't anything new in this documentary, but it's interesting to take a look at a case from that point of view, because of course pretty much everything else that's been done about him in documentaries and TV shows and stuff is about the killer and what he did, as opposed to how he was caught. So a refreshing point of view, though it didn't have any new information. At least I didn't feel that it did. But I was watching a show, and I don't remember what it's called, but it is a Spanish thriller TV show about, it's got a title like Till We Meet Again, or Haven't We Met Before, or, you know, something like that. So, oh, I need to do this one too. It's about a teacher who I guess has always worked as a sub, and she's been called in to take over for a English teacher, and that's what this sub specializes in. She's a literature teacher. So it's at high school. She's been called in to take over the part of a teacher who left 3 months into the year. So her contract is to finish out the year at this school. So this is her first time not subbing. She's a little nervous and stuff about it. And she gets to school, and on her first day, she finds that there are certain students who are being very, shall we say, aggressive with her, and by the second day it's turned into bullying. And there are snide remarks going around. Excuse me. Oh boy, I lost my voice there for a second. I don't know what that's about. So let's color in the yellow up here, and then I'll go down here and not forget the tail, like I usually do. So yeah, by the second day, it has turned into bullying. And she's talking with some other teachers, and she doesn't want to let them know that stuff is happening that she maybe can't handle. But she is testing the waters and stuff. And one of the teachers says to her that she must be really brave to take over the role of a teacher who has committed suicide. And she's like, what? She didn't have a clue. But, well, we didn't have a clue either. But at the same time that this story has been going on, we've had a parallel story going on of another teacher with these kids. And she's a teacher that they like a lot. But there's some kind of problem. Oh, I'm losing my concentration. There's some kind of problem going on with this teacher. And it is examining the relationship between her and her students leading up to the point where she, oh, this needs to be blue too. So the last episode I watched, it ended with the first teacher, which is who we've been seeing her story alongside of the main teacher's story. So it goes up to when her body is found in the water. Now, pretty much everybody has accepted that she killed herself, except for this student who was incredibly attached to her. I'm thinking they had an affair, her, the teacher, and this student, but there's inklings that might be the case, but they haven't out and out said it yet. Like, nobody knows if it has, but just from the way the boy is acting, it seems to be the case. And this boy is a bad kid, like a tough kid, let's say. He puts on a bad exterior. As to whether he's really a bad kid deep down, we don't know yet. So yeah, that's when I stopped watching it to do some of these nonfiction things, but now that I've just told you the story about it, it's making me want to go back and watch it again. So maybe I'll watch it tonight. Doesn't that look good? So let's just finish off the tail here. So I didn't make any notes about things to talk about, but that's pretty much all I have to say for today. Oh, we've been over half an hour already. Okay, well, you know what? I'm just going to quickly finish up this tail here. Then we'll call it quits, and tomorrow we will be ready to put the guy together. And please, pray for me that I can put this thing together without any mishaps. My problem is the folds that fold in upon themselves. I just don't get those. But I will try. And even if I do fold an origami correctly, it's always wonky. But this time I have a ruler, so I'm going to use that ruler to help me to get my lines straight. I'm not too sure what to do with these dots, if I should do them yellow too. Because they don't show up in any of the others. Yeah, let's just put dot, dot, dot in there, because that's all there is. 3 dots. Alright, so let's move this out of the way so we can take a look. And there we go. We can totally see the penguin in there. And she is going to be a cutie if we can get her put together. So join me tomorrow, which is actually in a minute, and we will put our penguin together. So see you in a minute. Hello, we're back again. Saturday morning. Well, it's 1:30, so it's afternoon. I had a lay-in today. So, we are back. We are finished the penguin. So now it's time to try the folding. Which, I don't know how it's going to work. Now there are 4 sheets of the penguin, so I've taken one out and I'm going to practice the fold on here first and then do it on there. Now, I don't know whether that's going to be a good idea or not, but let me get my instructions up there. No, I'm going to have to put my instructions to the side because they won't fit on screen. Oh, well, I can do that. So, this is the top front. So, we'll try the fold on here. Okay, start with the sheet positioned like this. Done. Pre-crease the sheet along the diagonals. Okay, so those aren't marked on, but I have to do both of them, so that would be like this. Now I got out a bone folder. Where is it? Oh, there it is. I have a bone folder. It's pretty filthy from doing mixed media. But, well, no, see, that isn't, I haven't done it right. See, I can't even fold a piece of paper right. So that's better. So one fold that way, and one fold this way. Well, let's see if I can do it. If I get the hang of this, we won't do the 2 copies of it, but since I can't even fold a piece of paper in half properly, okay, I did that good. Alright, so that's our trial. Now let's do it for real. Okay, take your time, take your time. Check here and there. I'm gonna go with it. Nope, this side isn't right. Okay, need to be further over here. Okay, well, I hope this piece of paper is exactly a square because I can't seem to get it. There we go. Okay. Alright, I did it. Yay! I folded the paper in half. Oh boy. This is going to be something else. Alright. And that looks good. And it doesn't. It's probably a bit over. No. Why is it so hard? Because, you know, if you do a fold that isn't right, it's going to screw you up for the rest of the way. I know that because I'm very good at messing up origami. Okay. Oh, look, there's the eye. Okay, so I did it. fold the top corner to the center. All right, let's get our, okay, so it's supposed to be like this. Okay, so is the orange part of the pattern the right side or the wrong side? I wonder if it tells me that in the instructions. Yeah, I just want to be clear. Okay, sorry I'm being quiet. I'm just looking here. Okay, always hold. Well now. Oh, key. Symbol key. No, this just tells me the folds. Okay, well if it tells me to start this way and to pre-crease the diagonals, that means that my diagonals should have gone the opposite way that I did them. Oh no. Okay, so we're going to say that orange is the right side, and that's really going to mess us up if it's wrong. Alright. Fold the top corner to the center. Like that. Okay, so that looks like the picture. Alright, so that's easy. Okay, first of all, I have to do my folds the other way. Alright, so right way. Fold the top corner to the center. So I've got to make sure that this is really well done. Okay. Fold the corner up to the top edge. You know, it's got the fold lines on the back, and I didn't fold on it. I wonder if I should actually fold on those lines. How's that going to work? It's right on my lines. Okay, then I want to fold this one up. Okay, you know what? I'm going to go for it. Okay. Fold the bottom corner up to meet the dotted point. Yikes. That is right there. Oh boy. Alright, so let's crease these lines. I don't know if maybe I should have, I think maybe I should like touch it or just go right to it. Because I'm more on their line if I touch it. Okay. Alright folks, here we go. I need to get a sip. Unfold the top corner. Okay. Fold the sides behind on the guidelines. Okay, so I'm going to follow the guidelines this time. Okay, so it's right. Now this is tricky. Oh, well it's making me go like this. Okay, so it's making me go like that. Where's my picture? Oh no, I'm supposed to fold. Yes, I'm folding them behind. Oh boy. Well, this is where it gets complicated. Well, I wonder if they're supposed to meet in the middle. Are they? Oh yeah, see, I haven't folded that right at all. Okay, so that's the guideline. Am I on the guideline? No. Oh my goodness. Okay, that is right there. Like that. And so, no, I can't get it to fold on the guideline. It won't go both ways. Well, let's fold it so that it meets at the top at least. So yeah, I think these are supposed to meet in the middle, like that. Let's see what happens if I do that. Well, you know what? I think this is what I'm supposed to do. Okay, he's going to be a creasy, he's going to be a penguin with lots of creases in him. Okay, that looks like the picture. Okay. Oh yeah, okay, that's supposed to be folded. Alright. Now this one, go to the center. Why didn't it just tell me to fold to the center? Okay. Open out the bottom flat. Now which way am I? Okay, so I folded those. Open out the bottom flat. Fold the bottom point up. Okay, wait. Open out the open out the bottom flap. Okay, so that's gonna like rip my corners here. Or this is a bad. This is bad. This is bad. Okay, so she's got a little rip in her. Try and make it fold right. Okay, that looks good. That looks good. Okay, fold the bottom point up on the indicated guideline. It's pointing up here somewhere. On the indicated guideline. On this one? Oh boy. Okay. Pretty sure that's what we're supposed to be doing. Okay, fold the corner down to the bottom edge. I can do that. Okay, let me just use my bone folder now and get everything lined up. Okay. Oh boy. Okay, so that looks like it should. Fold the sides in on the guidelines. Dotted points should meet. I don't know what it's trying to tell me to do here. No. Where's the triangle? Okay, so I want to take this point and put it to that point, the top. Okay. Except this point is broken. It's going to be difficult. Put that point to there. Well, I don't think that we're going to get a penguin at the end of this. Okay, so I want to put this point to the top of there. I don't think this is right, guys, but I don't know. Fold the beak down on the top guideline. That's this one right here. Make sure it goes down the fold. Wonder why we had to fold the pages in half at the beginning, because we're not using those. Fold the beak behind on the next guideline. The point will flip upwards. There's the next guideline. Okay, right there. Ooh, well, that's already kind of folded for me, isn't it? Okay. Okay, well, that's right. Hey, look. Okay, getting excited now. Fold the head behind on the guideline. Okay, so that's this one right here. This doesn't feel like it's a beginner one to me. Okay. Fold the head behind on the guideline. Fold in half. Right side over left. Right side over left. Okay, well the sides definitely don't meet over here. Slide the head up. Slide the head up? What the heck does that mean? And slide the head up. And fold on the guidelines. What? Okay. So this is where... Oh! Look at this. And it's supposed to be done. Oh my God! I did it! I know you can't see it standing up, but I did it. Oh my gosh. I cannot believe that I did it. There we go. Let me fold these better here. I didn't do it even, but it worked out. Because it shows a bit. It shows a bit of the wrong side showing out. I think maybe I should have folded these back more. Like maybe on this line. Let me try that line. Just to get it a little bit more. Oh, no, there isn't a line like that. There, does it stand up? Yep, okay, it still stands up. It looks a little better to me, but somehow, then you'll see, this part right here isn't supposed to be showing. It should be like on that line there, but that's like way far in. It never told me to do that. But that could be because my folding was wrong. Let's see if it stands up. Okay, see, I've done this side right. Okay, let's see if oh, actually that feels much better. Okay. There, and she stands up. Woohoo! Okay, so let me tighten that. We did it, guys. We actually did it. And isn't she cute? Yeah, that's got to be right. I'm just wondering, like, there's so much. You can see in and see the wrong side inside there, but I guess that doesn't matter. So here she is, standing up, and now she's waddling. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. I am off to find my breakfast. What is this? Tap, 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 tap. That is not my breakfast. Alright, I'm being silly, guys. So there she is, laid out nice and flat. That's that side. And this is this side. My lines meet almost, sort of. But she came out the way she was. I might do another one of those in the not too distant future. Then I could like line this up on my bookcase. There, I actually colored something that is a useful object. So thank you for joining me. I hope that you enjoyed your time with me. I know I enjoyed spending my time with you. And all the best to you. And I hope you stay safe, wear a mask, and keep healthy. All the best. Love you. Bye-bye.